Hey guys, Billy, Archangel Art Studio, and I'm going to, the best I can, try to answer a couple questions that I keep getting, and I've been meaning to address this. I just haven't. As you can see, I've got one of our art boards, and half of it's primed, half of it isn't, and I'll get to that in a second. I keep getting questions as to, do you use canvas? Why do you use, the boards that you do? Well, let me show you. I do use canvas. This is a canvas. You can see it's very flimsy. Resin is heavy. When you put resin on a canvas, it pools in the middle and sags. Now I use acrylics, but I do brushwork on canvas. You can hear the difference. That's tightened up because the paint's been on there, dried, and tightened it. But what do I do to prep my canvases? Because I do put resin over the top of these. I put a clear coat of, or not a clear coat, but a coat of white and let it dry. Spray it with water first, underside, and let it dry. That tightens it up. And once it gets to this stage and you just put a thin coat of resin across the top, it doesn't sag. And then for coasters, I use tiles. You just tape off the back, scuff the front a little bit, make sure they're clean, spray them with alcohol, and they work great. And I also use molds. Just pour right in a mold. You got leftover resin, dump it right in the mold, give it a little swirl with a stick, and you got some pretty coasters. Now back for our art boards. Our art boards are designed especially for resin pouring. Okay, they're MDF, solid, they're completely sanded, the edges are rolled on the top and the bottom. This way the resin doesn't stop right there, it rolls right over. The inside is routed out, so you got a hanging channel, and it reduces weight for shipping and so you can hang it. Now I get asked, why MDF? Well, I like MDF because you don't have to prime it. I prime mine just in case you get thin spots. The color of the MDF isn't real pleasing to me. So if you get a thin spot and that MDF shows through, to me, I just don't care for it, so I prime my boards. But you don't have to. And the reason being is MDF is medium density fiberboard. When they make MDF, they take actual wood, hardwood, softwoods, whatever, and they turn it into like a pulp. They add a wax compound and a resin compound, and they press it with a lot of pressure and heat, and they form the sheets of MDF. So it's already got resin impregnated into it with wax, so you don't get those air bubbles like you do with real wood or anything else. I mean, I've primed pieces of wood. Most of the time it works, but sometimes you get those little pinholes and the bubbles just keep coming through, and it just takes, it's aggravating. You can get rid of them, but it's just aggravating. So MDF board just works perfect. And I primed half this board to do a pour on it to show you that you do not have to prime them. It's going to work the same whether you prime it or you don't. And for today's pour, as my base, I'm using the Color Cottage Midnight Black. I'm using Mad Mica's Banana Split. First time I've used this one. I've used Mad Mica's, but not this color. I'm using Just Resin Blueberry. Love these pastes. And Lorez Expressions Angel Wings White. And for my resin, I'm using Pro Glas 1000. And again, if you're looking for a good resin, in our description box will be a link to everything that I use. Click on that Pro Glas resin link and it'll take you to their site. If you put the word Archangel when you check out, not only do you get 10% off your order, you also get free shipping in the 48 states, the lower 48. So that's pretty awesome. Resin's expensive, and it's hard to get a good resin at a good price, and Pro Glas has really hooked us up. Alright, I really don't have no direction. This was more of a show you about the boards. So we're just going to pour this on. Alright, I'm going to spread this around. And you can see, like, you can see the MDF right there. And then right here you get a little bit of the white through. I just prefer, if you're going to get a hollow spot or something, to have a color under it. And the color, the base color you use sometimes, depending on what you're using. If it's real opaque, it really doesn't make a difference. But if you use some translucent colors, like on your edges and stuff, it's always thinner on your edges. You'll get that natural color of whatever your board is showing through. And you'll be able to see it on this. Like the edges will be a bit different color, a little lighter or a little darker, because like I said, it's always thinner on the edges and your corners. And that's why we roll the corners of our boards, because of that very reason. So it helps, you know, get rid of that. And you don't, it's just something less to worry about with your artwork. Alright, let me throw on another glove. Alright. I got a little spot that I missed. Don't want to dirty up a fresh glove. And you can see, this board is primed over here white and raw over here. You can see no difference in the board whatsoever. If this was raw wood, unprimed, you would already see the bubbles coming through, because the wood is absorbing the resin and it's breathing, and all them little pinholes, that air is coming through. Alright, we're going to put some of this. I really don't have a direction. I don't know what I just did. And I guess I'm gonna blow it around with the heat gun. And you'll see the heat really affects this resin. It'll start, well, it's already starting. You can see it's starting to get little cells and stuff around the edges. So heats up quicker with the torch. So this is just to heat it up. This way, when I start hitting it with the heat gun, it's going to move around a lot easier and a lot quicker. You can see, bam, heat really affects that. And I don't have a design, a pattern in mind. This was really not about doing a piece of art, which, you know, I would always like something to turn out good, but this was more so about answering questions about MDF and our boards. Why do I choose MDF for our boards? I've had a lot of people asking, and I don't believe I've addressed it really yet. And again, the main reason is because MDF, which is again medium density fiberboard, it's already impregnated with wax and resin, so it's already sealed. So when you see me priming them, it's not because I have to, it's just because in case you get a hollow spot, the color of the MDF I don't care for. It's not a pleasing color to me. So that's why I put a color underneath. Alright. Well, I like it. That Res, I really love the way that it sells up. And you know, I've seen in some of the groups that I belong to the questions about how do you get sales, how do you get sales. That's one of the biggest questions for people that are just starting out. How do you get sales? How do you get sales? How do you get lacing? You know, there's products out there that help with that. You know, there's technique that you can do to promote sales and lacing without using, I guess, what you call these cheater products. It's not that it's a cheater product, honestly, because, I mean, it's just a product that is designed to help a technique to get something that you want, achieve what you want. So, to me, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's awesome. I use it, but I've seen some of these resin artists that say, they kind of get a little indignant, actually. It's technique, you don't need that. That's just, you know, a shortcut. And who cares? Who cares if it's a shortcut? You get to where you want to go, you know. I guarantee the same people have a microwave in their house, but they don't complain about it when they pop a burrito out after 2 minutes. You know, there didn't used to be microwaves. Microwave's a shortcut. Well, I like it. I like it, guys. And as you see, we have no difference in the face of this piece of art. This side is unprimed, this side is primed. You cannot tell which is primed and which is unprimed. Along the edges, I mean, that's the only place that you can see a little difference. You can see the white over here where it was primed, but over here it's not a big deal. You can't really, it doesn't change your artwork to where it says, oh, that's horrible. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching. And to all my subscribers, thank you. We're nearly at 5,000 subscribers, and that's a big deal for me. I know it's not a lot for most channels, but from where I started, when I got 10 subscribers, I was happy. You know, and then I got 15, and it was like, wow, man, this channel's growing. And looking back at that now, you know, I appreciate the first subscriber on up to anybody that subscribes afterwards. And when you subscribe, hit that bell next to it. That way you're alerted to when the new videos come out. And I know I've been saying we're going to have a giveaway, and we are, and I'm planning on it. I got something in the works, and I'm having to wait right now. I don't know if it'll be a couple days or a week, but when it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. It is definitely worth the wait. So keep watching for the new videos so you guys can qualify for the giveaway. And I'll shut my mouth now and give you guys a close-up of this piece and show you the edges. Alright, I forgot to turn off the overhead lights. Let me grab them. Sorry. Sorry. Alright, well, and as you can see, no difference. You know, you can't tell which side is primed, which side isn't. And I wasn't trying to make an art piece, I was just trying to make a point with the MDF, but I think it turned out pretty good. And I'll show you the edges. You can see that one is primed in white, and you can see, and this one is not primed. And you can see, but that's one of the reasons I prime. You know, not that it's a necessary thing, it's just makes your work look a little bit better, I think. I don't like the color of MDF. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you. Keep watching. You know, let me have those comments. That really supports the channel. Let me know if you guys want to know anything else, and I'll try to get it out there for you. So you guys keep doing what you do. I'll keep doing what I do. And as always, see ya!